Guys, let's get started on the cookie recipe. I'm really excited about this recipe. But the first thing we're going to start with is we're going to need, I got my favorite bowl. We're going to need a stick of room temperature butter, and some melted but cooled coconut oil, about 1/4 cup. And we're just going to mix the coconut oil and the butter up real good. Just get them blended good together. So we're going to mix the coconut oil and the stick of softened butter up really good. Now I know what y'all thinking. The coconut oil, the cookies did have, a little bit of that coconut oil taste. You're going to taste that just a little bit, but not much. But it just gives it a really good flavor. Okay, now that we got our butter and coconut oil mixed up, we're going to put in 1/2 cup of my monkfruit sweetener. We're going to mix that up real good. Just like if you were making regular chocolate chip cookies, you'd mix up your shortening and your butter and your sugars together. And I've got 1 beaten egg right here. We're going to add it to the rest of it. And we're going to stir it up real good. Get it mixed up real good. Then all we like is our dry ingredients and vanilla. Okay, we got our butter and our oil and our egg mixed up, and it's really good and creamy. So now we're going to start with our other dry ingredients. Okay, now let's add our dry ingredients. I've got 2 cups of almond flour, and I've got 2 tablespoons of coconut flour. And right here I've got 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda and 1/2 teaspoon of my salt, my Himalayan sea salt. And we're just going to mix them up a little bit and make a mess, as I usually do, because it's not Lori's video unless I'm making a mess, I guarantee you. I don't want to run it through the sifter again because the almond flour's been sifted several times. It's a real fine ground almond flour. So we're going to add our dry ingredients. And get it all mixed up good. Mr. Brown and I, we both have such a sweet tooth. So this will be a good one for him, because he can have a couple. He can eat 2 or 3. Now I'm going to add 1½ teaspoons of vanilla. You could add a teaspoon of vanilla and 1/2 teaspoon of almond extract if you wanted to. But I'm going to put 1½ teaspoons of vanilla in here and mix that up really good. This is coming together pretty fast. Okay, we got all that mixed up really good. So we don't like much. We'll be putting these in the oven. Now, this don't make a really big batch, but you can double it. Okay, now all we like is our sugar-free chocolate chips. And these chocolate chips are so good. I got these off Amazon because I couldn't find them in town. I just been eating them out of the bag, and they're really good chocolate chips. They're not too sweet, but it's just enough chocolate to help satisfy your chocolate craving. And I am a chocoholic, so we're going to get these mixed up. And at this point, you can put some pecans, some walnuts in it. I'm not going to these. The next batch, I'll put some nuts in it. But I just have to be careful how many, I have to portion the nuts out. So anyways, we're going to get these in the oven. Okay, we got our chocolate chips in there that's mixed up really good. You can put pecans or walnuts in it, but I could eat this whole bowl of cookie dough right now. Let's get them in the oven. So I've got my cookie sheet out here, and I've got some parchment paper on it. We're not going to take a lot of time or mess up anything else to make these cookies. I'm just going to take my tablespoon. I'm just going to dollop them out of here. And get them cooked. Now it's 350 oven for about 10 minutes. And the thing about anything that you cook with almond flour, you definitely want to let them get just a little bit browner than what you would your regular cookie. They just need to cook that extra minute or so to hold together. Almond flour is real coarse, even when it's ground up super fine. But adding that coconut flour does help it to combine together and hold together. So let's get these in the oven, 10 minutes. Okay, it's been exactly 10 minutes, and here they are. The bottoms are good and brown like I wanted them. And I'm going to let them cool just a little bit before I try to take them off the cookie sheet. But these cookies are wonderful. They're a wonderful cookie to be low carb. So if you got a sweet tooth like me and Mr. Brown do, try this recipe. They are so good. God bless everybody.